conference and inviting us. When Comrade Mahalakshmi called me to the stage and she said that the topic of the panel discussion was the country cannot breathe. While we were coming from Howrah to Serendarba, I myself came down with a bad bout of fever and I couldn't breathe myself. Throughout the journey, I had a few thoughts. When she called me on the stage, I went through them regarding how, not only throughout the nation, especially in the places that we are organizing, in my case, which is West Bengal, the students of the country cannot breathe. Over the last 10 years, more than 8,000 schools have been shut down due to lack of proper funds and infrastructure. Over 2,000 schools exists where there is no teacher or there is one teacher. Elite institutions, elite universities are crumbling due to the lack of investment. What is the government doing? The government is taking money from the people. It is taking money from Adanis and Ambanis of this nation and are building temples, and are building ports, are building highways, which serve no purpose other than to facilitate the entry of foreign capital, to facilitate the interests of the local landlords, the neo-jodhas and the neo-feudalists. We have seen across West Bengal over the last 5 years how every institution has faced a severe crisis, how the education system has been systematically destroyed. The current government of Trinamool Sarkar speaks loads about its opposition to the policies of the Brahmanical Hindutva fascist government of RSS BJP, but in work they are implementing the same thing. We have fought militantly against NEP 2020. What we have seen is that Trinamool Sarkar, which is opposed to NEP 2020 in words, has used SEP, State Education Policy, to implement the same things. We have seen the same government which is opposed to NRC-CA is using SIR to implement NRC-CA. He is opposing it in words, but throughout West Bengal, lakhs of people are being disenfranchised. People who have fought for the country, people who have worked for the country are being termed as second-class citizens. They are being termed as refugees. They are being told that you will be thrown in detention camps, you will be killed if necessary. Throughout West Bengal, students are being killed daily. Their education is being stripped away. They cannot breathe. A student, a person belonging from a worker's family, from a farmer's family, from even a middle class petty bourgeois background, cannot have an education anymore. Even government schools are using extravagant fees. They are pushing students away from education. Why? Why is the government actively pursuing such a policy? The answer is very simple. They want to turn the vast amount of unemployed youth, the vast amount of students into cheap labor for the Adanis, Ambanis, for the Lloyds, for the Blackstones of the world. It is in this juncture that the students of West Bengal have rose in protest. It is in this juncture that the students of West Bengal have risen their hands in protests. What has the government done? What has the so-called democratic government of West Bengal done? They have run over a student activist. They have run over my comrade. They have thrown Anis Khan, a student activist, from his roof. They have murdered comrades all across West Bengal. They have lathi charged. They have arrested. And yet, those who strip away our education, those who take away the right to live, they are building mansions. The money that is being taken from us is being used to fund lumpens, is being used to fund their rallies for the next election. We have seen, not only in West Bengal, but all across the nation, how UGC is being used by the RSS BJP to propagate its Hindutva politics, how unscientific courses are being introduced. In Calcutta University, a course on astrology has been introduced, where courses on physics, where courses on important sciences are not being funded enough. ISI, a premier institute, is being forced to let go of its autonomy. If it refuses to do so, its funding will be cut off. Its autonomy is being killed daily. And what is the centers? What is the state's justification for this? Better opportunities. We agree, truly better opportunities. But for Adanis and Ambanis, for Birlas, for a student who was kicked out of his school because he could not pay his fees. I can understand the pain of the students who are forced to leave their education and work as migrant laborers to sustain their families in various states. It is even in these places that they cannot breathe. A few days ago, Murshidabad, the people of Murshidabad rose in spontaneous protest because one of their citizens, one of their brethren, was brutally tortured and killed. It is at this juncture that we say that truly the people of West Bengal cannot breathe, the students of West Bengal cannot breathe. The 2026 Vidhan Sabha Nirvachan is coming. Every single political party across West Bengal, doesn't matter whether it is in West Bengal, in any election, political parties of the country rise up in unison and they shout, vote for us, we will bring a better time. Vote for us, we will give you better opportunities to live. Remember, they only mention to vote for them because they know that the vast majority of the people in this country, democracy means just the ability, the right to vote. Because all the other abilities, all the other rights are kept in their pocket. All the other rights, the right to speak freely is kept in their pockets. The right to dignified life is kept in their pockets. The right to earn is kept in their pockets. We are forced to vote for a bunch of pigs of various colors standing in the parliament, which is built on our money, while the people of my nation starve. The people who build the parliament sleep on the pavements. The people who work in the parliament do not have access to there. The people of this nation who have built every corner of this nation are killed for protesting. Because for them, voting means the right to choose a different ruler, the different color. But what does democracy truly mean? Does democracy only mean to vote? We strongly disagree. Democracy is not to be realized in the parliament in Delhi. It is not to be realized in the debate shows at 7 p.m. To realize democracy, one must see how the Jantana Sarkars are functioning in Dandakaranya. We know that every year, every time for election, that in schools, in colleges, it is told how the Indian democracy functions, how important it is to a good life. Let us for a minute take a look at how the Jantana Sarkar function. There are 11 different departments to function. There is a department for health, there is a department for education, there is a department for public relations, there is a department for everything that is concerned with the life of a citizen. Before we sung and after we sung, a comrade came up to me and talked about that while you were paying respect to the martyrs of the Indian Revolution, why didn't you mention the name of Kishanji? We apologize for that, and it is here that I want to pick up something interesting. The largest mass militant movement that has ever graced West Bengal was the Lalgarh movement of 2009. But it was not just a mass movement in the sense that it resisted the hooliganism and the fascist politics of the then CPI government. It also took up a new alternative model. In Lalgarh, over 40 years, there was not a single hospital. Even today, every single health center in West Bengal is underfunded and does not function. But it is in that place of Lalgarh where the Maoist revolutionaries and the people collaborated and built a health center for the people where everyone could come and could get themselves checked. Imagine not being able to take a normal medicine for 40 years, not being able to afford that, dying of curable diseases because the government is too busy building SEZs, because the government is too busy building temples. It is that the alternative politics of the revolutionists of India come across. It is there that the alternative politics of Jantana Sarkar come across. It is this democracy that we are talking about. Democracy is not the ability just to vote. It is the ability to live freely, to live with dignity, to live a proper life. And it is the politics and it is the structure of the Jantana Sarkar that has realized this vision. We have seen how Lalgarh has functioned. We have seen how Dandakaranya has functioned. The question now arises that is all hope truly lost? Can we just only lament about how the Jantana Sarkars in Dandakaranya once walked, how the Jantana Sarkars in Lalgarh once walked? No. We just cannot lament. Because history teaches us that whenever the state, whenever the ruler has picked up the largest stone to crush the people, it has always dropped it on its foot and has injured itself. When our comrade was run over in Jadavpur University, in that evening, hundreds of students stood in unison and घेराव the local thana. When the goons of Trinamool Congress came to attack us, we still militant resisted them. When Comrade Anish Khan was killed, thousands of students came out in protest all across Kolkata. We did not raise the slogan of putting up flowers to the guns of the rulers. We responded with the slogan of Comrade George Reddy to meet violence with greater violence. When across West Bengal we have seen students being stripped of their rights, people stripped of their rights, we have stood in unison and we have protested. We have seen that the intellectuals of our country have rejoiced because revisionists and traitors like Sonu, Rupesh have left the movement and slandered it. We want to mention that it is not the Sonus and the Rupesh that command the victory of the Indian New Democratic Revolution. It is the masses who are the guiding forces of history. It is the masses who write the history, and they will write so. It does not matter if Sonu and Rupesh leave the movement. We will build it up again. When Comrade Charmajumdar was killed, Indira Gandhi thought the movement was finished. When Comrade Kishanji was killed, Trinamool Congress thought the movement was finished. When Comrade Basavaraju was killed, when Comrade Hidma was killed, the rulers of the Indian state sighed a big breath of relief. But we want to remind something. Every time the revolutionaries of India were killed, their blood gave rise to thousands of activists. Their blood gave rise to thousands of martyrs who will carry the red flag onwards till we achieve our victory, till we win, and till every single citizen of India, of my country, can live with dignity, can live in peace, and not the peace of funerals, but the peace of a world where the rulers do not terrorize anyone, where the rulers are the people themselves. I would like to end my speech with just a few more things. Whenever we talk about the New Democratic Revolution in India, whenever we talk about fighting for the New Democratic Revolution in India, a topic often comes up is whether are we to just read theory and to discuss it in seminars and conferences, or are we to whether realize it? The history of the Indian Revolutionary Communist Movement has always proved us that it is not the theoreticians, it is not the people in armchairs that determine whether the victory will win. It is the people on the ground fighting against the most dangerous circumstances that decide whether the victory will be assured or not. We have seen across India after the death and after the betrayal of Sonu and Rupesh and the death of Comrade Hidma and Comrade Basavaraju and others, that they have gladly proclaimed that the Indian Revolution is finished, it's done for. We want to say something to the people. We want to say something to the Bhagwa fascists and terrorists who rejoice in the death of our comrades, who write on the walls of Kolkata that your comrade Hidma is no more. We want to say something very clearly. Rejoice. Rejoice as long as you can. For you will meet the same fate as Mussolini did. For you will meet the same fate as Hitler did. If Hitler couldn't defeat the communists, if Mussolini couldn't defeat the communists, neither can you. We will fight till our last breath. We will fight till every single one of you is there. At every juncture where you will strike up riots, we will be there to resist. At every juncture where you will kill innocent people, we will be there to resist. The people that you have killed, the Afrajuls that you have burned, the Asifas you have murdered, the Rohit Vemulas you have taken away from their mothers, we will come for their revenge. We will fight and we will keep the red flag high. You can kill our comrades, but you cannot kill the revolution. For wherever there is terror, there will be resistance. For wherever there is the people, there will be Maoism. Long live Naxalbari, long live Comrade Kishanji, long live the New Democratic Revolution of India.